but I just want to be honest with you. I know that I can go full on Jabba the Hutt with that girl because she's going to let me chain her up, put her in that slave lay outfit, and do whatever I want to. And you know what? She'll call me daddy because she has no clue who her real daddy is.
Chris Hansen with Dave.
Yo, what's going on, man? We got to talk about Frank Castle. We got to talk about Boogie2988. And goodness, man, I don't even know where to begin with this story. So let's try to start at the beginning. I'm going to try to summarize this very quickly. So last year, Boogie2988 allegedly gets Frank Castle banned off of like YouTube and a couple other social media sites, I think. And they go at it. They engage in this e-drama nonsense. And then they end up on multiple people's shows like Keemstar. They went on his show. They went on the Ralph Retort or the Kill Stream, and among other places, I believe. And then, of course, they had their own separate, appearances on different platforms. And they basically talked. They gave their version of the story. Well, towards the end of this fiasco, Boogie asserts that Frank was threatening him, that he was going to harm him, he's going to harm the roommate, he was going to harm the dog. By the way, there's zero evidence to suggest that any sort of threats were made against Boogie from Frank. Those claims are unsubstantiated. I've yet to be corrected on that matter. I know people take issue with that, but it's a hard, cold truth. Frank never threatened Boogie. There's no evidence of that. Saying that he's going to walk a Boogie2988 on a leash and slap his stomach till it bleeds, and he's gonna make him lose that weight one way or another. That's a joke, you guys. That's him being snarky. Frank Castle does a court gesture. The kind of content that he makes is he goes out into public, he puts people in compromising social situations. He pushes them to make them or to have them react in such a way that they otherwise never would have in any other situation. But Frank just gets these raw emotions out of people, and it's really funny to witness. I know it can be kind of cruel and petty, and but Frank, he's not hurting anybody. As far as I know, he has no criminal record. He's got no sheet on him, nothing like that. He's never, at least from what I've seen, made any sort of movement or gesture that would suggest that this is a violent individual, that this is a hostile individual, that this is somebody who is, like mentally imbalanced or something like that. Like, Frank's okay. Regardless if you like him or not, the dude isn't doing anything wrong or illegal in my estimation based off of the content that's available online. Now, the funny thing about all this is that, like, I've seen the podcasts, the appearances, etc., and it's always Boogie2988 who seems to be making the threats of violence that one might think are credible. It's always Boogie saying all sorts of weird, cringy, psycho stuff against Frank, and Frank just laughs it off. He makes fun of him. He calls him names. It's really funny, and the heart of the issue is Frank ended up showing up to Boogie's house, and Boogie ended up discharging a firearm into the air. And again, this is somebody who's claimed that he's terrorized by Frank. He's terrified of Frank. He's afraid of him. He's fearing for his own safety, for the safety of his dog, the safety of the roommate. That's what Boogie states. Now, if they are in a court of law, hold on one second. Let me drink some orange juice. If they're in a court of law, the prosecutor is going to, start questioning Boogie. He's going to say something. It'll play out something like this. It's like, Boogie, you assert that Frank Castle is a dangerous individual, that he terrorizes you. When you close your eyes, you see a black silhouette of a tall, handsome man with long, curly hair and a GoPro attached to the top of his head. Is that correct? He's like, yeah. And you also assert that you genuinely believe that your life is going to end because of this individual, because of words this man has made against you on the internet or through other means of communication. Is that correct? He's like, yeah. If you are that terrified of Frank Castle, who's sitting right here in that courtroom, why did you open the door? If you're legitimately in fear for your life, you legitimately believe that you're going to die if you interact with this individual in the real world, in the flesh, why did you open the door and expose your dog and your roommate to this violent, dangerous threat? He's not going to have a legitimate answer for it. And then he's like, oh, well, Boogie's going to make some bullshit excuse. And then, the prosecutor's going to nod his head. He's like, all right. So if that's the case, do you still feel that man is a threat to your life? He's going to say, yes, I believe he is a threat to my life. I will die because I am interacting with him in the flesh. Then why did you not shoot at him? And you discharged the gun in the air, threatening the lives of everyone around you. Frank, the roommate, the dog. I think there was another individual there, a third party, a neutral party. And not only did you threaten the people in your, direct vicinity, you threatened the lives of your neighbors. You threatened the lives of people in your community by discharging a fucking gun in the air like a goddamn cowboy or terrorist. Why'd you do it? If you're in fear for your life, the reality is, I already know. He wasn't in fear for his life. That's obvious, right? He wasn't threatened, guys. He was always going to be okay. Boogie genuinely believed that he should have killed Frank. He should have killed Frank, and the world would have been a better place had he pulled the trigger and killed him. This is what Boogie said online. So he's saying two things. Oh, I should have fucking killed him. I should have taken him out. And he's also saying, oh, I was so scared. I was so terrified. Frank Castle is a bully. He's a monster. He's a terrorist. He's a terrorizer. I had to get him banned. I had to report him. I had to pull the gun on him. I had to give off the warning shot. It's always going to be an excuse. Oh, I'm mentally ill. I'm disabled. I'm this, I'm that. Never has he ever taken responsibility for his actions, for his words, for his disgusting, creepy behavior. I don't know why people defend this guy. Dude, seriously, fuck Boogie2988 and fuck all the retards who defend him. Like my boy Keemstar over here. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I like Keemstar. I like Keemstar a lot. I got no problems with Keemstar, but this is a bad take. Let's go ahead and watch.
All these people that have bullied the shit out of fucking Boogie2988, y'all better fucking do a 180 and defend him, because this is fucked up. This is so fucked up that he would face jail time for this. This is insane. He's literally the victim of online and real life harassment. He's the fucking victim. And this DA, I don't know what the fuck's going on in his head. Like, is this some political shit or what? Like, what is the motivation here? I honestly don't know, but I'm just guessing that this DA must be like anti-gun or something. I can't think of any other reason why he would have federal charges against fucking Boogie when he's the victim, when he's the actual victim. I can't believe it. You know, they're probably thinking to themselves, well, this is a high-profile fucking case. You know, Boogie, he's a big YouTuber. People are going to talk about it. Like, this is a good way to get attacked. I don't know what it is. But it's fucking insane. And, dude, the internet, you better defend Boogie on this, because this is fucked up. He is actually the fucking victim, and now he's looking at jail.
No, I'm not going to defend Boogie. I think Boogie should do about 20 years in prison for what he did. I'm not even kidding. He should be in prison for about 20 years and learn some fucking accountability. Like I said, he's a danger, not just to the people in his neighborhood, not just to the roommate, not just to the community, not just to Frank, but he's a danger to himself. This individual is suicidal. He's had suicidal thoughts. He's attempted suicide. And he has access to a gun. And he is not afraid to discharge it like an idiot. He's a gun owner without the proper knowledge on firearm handling. He's demonstrated that on video. I'm not going to defend. I think he should be in prison for 20 years for what he did. And he's just not having a good go at this internet shit. He can't handle being on the internet. The guy is mentally ill. And to be honest, I think he's got some other tendencies. I don't want to speak out of order, but you know, he's bouncing up and down, shirtless, tits flapping in the air on TikTok with these 13, 14-year-olds. He's got these little kids dancing in these fucking videos. That's what he's devolved to. He's just a fucking disgusting, frothing slug. He's a talentless hack. He should be banned. YouTube should just fucking preemptively ban him. Twitter should ban him. Get him off the internet for his own fucking mental well-being. People think I'm being an asshole. I'm not. You can't see, but right now I'm wearing my empathy shoes, all right? I got my empathy shoes right now on my feet. I'm empathying all over the place. For his own safety and the safety of the children and the safety of everybody around him, he needs to be off the internet. He's got to get banned. And if not, he needs to go to prison for at least 20 years. At the least 20 years. People think that's cruel. What if your fucking kid got shot by a stray bullet because some fucking talentless nerd like Boogie2988 discharges a fucking gun in the air because he's trying to act tough and try to fucking flex on Frank Castle. All of a sudden you wouldn't be compassionate then, and I'm not going to be compassionate now. I don't like Boogie for what he did. And it's not just because Frank's my boy. Like Keemstar, like that's my boy too. But I disagree with him. This is like they got it wrong. And it's like, oh well, what would you do if someone showed up to your house? If someone showed up to your house and you were legitimately in fear for your life, and you're in one of those states, like here's the deal. I would, if I was in that situation and I legitimately feared for my life, I wouldn't open the door. I'd get the gun, I get the roommate, I get the dog. We would put ourselves in a safe location in the home, and we would call the police and let them know what is happening. And again, if he busts down the door, then you know what to do. Blow him away. But Frank Hassel is not a criminal. He is not a violent individual. This was obviously an internet joke. We got receipts, though. So I'm on Frank Hassel, his Twitter page. They're making t-shirts now. Yo, daddy's so dummy thick. Let's see what else we got. At least his dad prepared him for hope he gets the help he needs. Yeah, so do I. Again, I got my empathy shoes on right now. 5'10", yeah, he would be short. Yeah, so give me a minute, guys. Some good orange juice. Man, I don't know, dude. He's probably mentally ill. This is why I don't get down with bullying on the internet. I don't get down with harassment, of any kind, targeting people of any kind, because you never know who you're dealing with online. Like if I was Frank and I interacted with Boogie, and let's say Boogie does harm himself, I would feel terrible because he knew what Boogie was about. He knew the problems that Boogie had, and he pushed him and he pushed him and he pushed him, and he to the point where he felt the need to harm himself. And I know some people might not have sympathy for him, but I do. But it's just like Boogie's not a stupid guy. I mean he's stupid, but not so stupid he's unaware about discharging a firearm, and he likes to brag that he's like, oh, I'm from the South, and guns this, guns that. And dude, you didn't demonstrate any sort of competency with a firearm. You didn't demonstrate any sort of maturity regarding self-defense. All he saw was a fucking stupid, talentless nerd trying to fucking flex and look cool. And here's the deal. This is probably going to be one of the more largest hurdles regarding this incident. And Frank Hassel is probably going to attest to this in the court of law. When Frank was leaving the property, he trekked through the yard, and he's like, go fuck yourself. That's what he said to him, among other things. And when the camera got shut off, Boogie was telling him to come back. He kept calling him names. He was trying to antagonize Frank Hassel to turn around. I think Boogie had a lot of a lot of adrenaline flowing through his body. He already mustered up the courage to discharge a firearm dangerously in a neighborhood, in a school zone. And that was likely driving him to antagonize Frank and get him to turn around so he can finish the job. And he can claim self-defense. Because right now he can't. Frank Hassel didn't damage property. He never made any credible threats of violence. He never made any gesture of violence. He never laid his hand on Boogie. I hope he goes to prison for a long time. I really do. I really fucking do. And, fuck YouTube. Fuck Google. You allow these disgusting criminals, these fucking creeps like Boogie, James Charles, that illegal alien, what's that dickhead's name? David Dobrik. You got these schemers, these totally shady douchebags like Philip DeFranco. They're allowed on the platform. Oh yeah, the Paul brothers. Weren't they just credibly accused of what's it called? Credibly accused of committing inappropriate acts against ladies. Those guys are allowed on the platform, but Frank Hasselt, who does these innocent, cutesy prank videos, he's not allowed on the platform. Vincent James is not allowed on the platform. Jared Taylor is not allowed on the platform. It's funny how that, James Allsup, he's not allowed on the platform. Nicholas Fuentes, he's not allowed on the platform. Isn't that funny how that works? You can be a fucking creepy scumbag like Boogie2988, dance around with little girls. You're allowed on the platform. You can be James Charles, send your pictures of your dick to these little kids on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, or whatever. You're allowed on the platform. What about Shane Dawson? You can make sexual gestures of images of girls and say all this other disgusting stuff. You're allowed on the platform. But if you have the wrong opinions, you're out. If you're Frank Castle, he's wearing like a MAGA hat in one of his photos, and that's why they're fucking with him. God bless Frank Castle. The dude's fucking hilarious. Peace out.